Samsung Galaxy Note 10 is here, and it's not just one phone, but for the first time in the history of the Note series, you now have a more compact Galaxy Note 10, in addition to the standard larger model that now goes by the name of Note 10 Plus. So what new features do the Note 10 series bring, and what's new with the S Pen? Hello guys, my name is Vic with PhoneArena, and I have used both new Note 10 phones, and I can say one thing, I'm impressed. First though, an important warning. The Note 10 phones don't bring any revolutionary new features. No super zoom cameras, no new camera sensors, the same Snapdragon 855 processor as in the S10 series. It's mostly about refinement and polish. There is one radical change though, the headphone jack. It's gone on both phones. Samsung was the last mainstream company to keep the convenient headphone jack, and now it's removed it too. You don't get a dongle in the box, but you do get a pair of USB-C in-ear headphones tuned by AKG that should do a good job. One more thing stands out. There is no Bixby button too. We're actually quite happy to see it gone. I would often accidentally press that button on previous Samsung phones and it will interrupt the experience. And if you want the Bixby assistant, you can still access it with a long hold on the power button. We should also say that another staple of the Samsung experience, the microSD expandable card slot, is only available on the larger Note 10 Plus. You don't have a microSD option on the smaller Note 10, but we really don't mind much. After all, the base versions of the Note 10 and Note 10 Plus both start with a generous 256GB of onboard storage that would please most people. In times when other flagship phones still ship with nearly 64 gigs of storage, Samsung really shows that it can flex its muscle with 4 times as much storage. With all this said, let's now look closer at the phones, and boy do they look really well designed with a solid premium feel. The bezels are trimmed to a bare minimum, making way for the beautiful and bright dynamic AMOLED screen to shine. Those screens are the true highlight here. With vibrant colors, excellent viewing angles, and a great contrast, they are a joy. You have a 6.3-inch screen diagonal on the Note 10 and a 6.8-inch size on the Note 10 Plus. One important difference between the 10 and the Plus model is the resolution. The regular Note 10 features a Full HD resolution, while the Note 10 Plus rocks a Quad HD resolution and looks a bit sharper. But really it is a tiny difference that you will hardly even notice in real use. On the camera front, you have the versatility of Samsung's triple camera system. You have a normal lens, a 2x zoom telephoto lens, now with a wider aperture so it's faster, and an ultra wide angle shooter. The Note 10 Plus model also has a 4th depth sensor for more precise portrait shots, or as Samsung calls them, live focus. New in the camera app is the fun AR doodle option, where you draw on top of your video and the drawing sticks to your face and moves with it. It's a gimmick but a fun one. You also have live focus video, meaning that you can blur the background and leave the subject in sharp focus, which looks really cinematic and works mostly well. The S Pen is here too. It's the defining feature of the Note series, and this time it doesn't just have a couple of new features, it physically feels like a much more solid piece of gear. It now has a unibody design that feels extremely sturdy, much more durable when you compare it against the plasticky feel that you had in the S Pen and earlier Notes. It's a night and day difference. This new S Pen will also automatically charge once tucked inside the Note, and it now features a new lithium titanium battery that lasts much longer than before, so now you can get up to 10 hours of standby time on it. In terms of the features, all the familiar tricks are still available. You can still take the S Pen out and hop up directly to the lock screen memos to quickly jot down things. The pop-up S menu, however, is a bit different. It's now a list instead of a carousel, and it's easier to navigate. Samsung has improved its Notes application, so it now does a much better job recognizing your handwriting, and you can easily export those notes to a Microsoft Word format. Then you have the new air gestures in the camera. You can still use the S Pen as a remote control to take a photo, but now you can also hold the S Pen button and swipe up to switch between the front and rear cameras. You can switch between the camera modes with a swipe to the side, and you can even zoom in using these new gestures like the circle with the S Pen. Under the hood, the Snapdragon 855 powers the show in the US-based models, while the rest of the world will get the Note 10 series with the company's own 7nm Exynos chip. Both the small Note 10 and the larger Note 10 Plus will have the same processors, but they will differ in the amount of RAM. You have 8 gigs of RAM on the Note 10 and an absolutely massive 12 gigabytes of RAM on the Plus model. Overkill? Yes. Good to use? Absolutely. Of course, the larger model also comes with the bigger battery. While the Note 10 will have a 3500 mAh battery cell, the Plus version will feature a massive 4300 mAh battery that will last a bit longer. Both will support fast wired charge and will come with a wall adapter that provides charging speeds of up to 25 watts. If you buy a compatible adapter that will be sold separately, the Note 10 Plus will also be able to charge up even faster at speeds of up to 45 watts. Both models will also support wireless charging. Finally, I should say that after looking at all the new features, I grabbed the old Note 9 alongside for a quick comparison, and it looked so outdated. Yes, Samsung might not have made anything revolutionary, but the more modern, cleaner design and the beautiful edge-to-edge screen really make a big difference. For me personally, the Note 10 series are some of the most exciting new phones I have seen in a while. Would you be getting one? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for being with us. My name is Vic, and I will talk to you next time with our next review right here on PhoneArena.